nonetheless. Okay. Hello. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new MIDI transports session. Um, Problems with the headphones? Ah. Okay. So, my name is Florian Baumers. I run my own company, Baum Software, making MIDI products. And in the MIDI Association, I'm the chair of the Transports Working Group, which covers all the technologies that I'm going to talk about today. So, what is a transport anyway? MIDI DIN, the good old trusted MIDI cable. USB, that's also a MIDI transport, also used for lots of other things, of course. Ethernet, that's a fairly recent MIDI association standard. And Bluetooth LE is also used more and more for MIDI. And of course, there are other standards and also APIs on an operating system. You might also call a standard a transport. So today I'm covering Web MIDI 2.0, BLE MIDI 2.0, and any updates for the network MIDI specification. So, Web MIDI 2.0, the general idea of Web MIDI is to allow web pages to access MIDI devices that are connected to a computer, and then you can run it as a local application. For example, device editors, sequencers, or any kind of MIDI software can run in a browser. It makes it platform independent and convenient and easy to create. The Web MIDI 1.0 standard was created more than 10 years ago. It's available in Chrome and since recently also in Firefox. However, the Web MIDI API was not developed in the MIDI Association. The W3C takes care of all web standards, so that's where it was worked on and eventually made a standard. Currently, the W3C has started work again on the Web MIDI 1.0 API to fix some issues that they saw with regards to security. So, since MIDI 2.0 has been a standard for a couple of years, there had been a lot of requests and push for a Web MIDI 2.0 API that allows the MIDI 2.0 protocol to be used from within a web page. The W3C has put that on the agenda, and they will start working on a Web MIDI 2.0 API right after fixing the 1.0 version. So everyone can actually get involved in the development of the Web MIDI 2.0 API. For that, you would need to contact the W3C. I can give you pointers for that. Just contact me. My email address will be available at the end of the presentation. So, the next topic today is Bluetooth LE MIDI 2.0. So, as you know, Bluetooth LE MIDI 1.0 is available for quite some time. And now let's see how the MIDI 2.0 portion will look like. For that, I have my guest Tori on stage. Thank you for being here. And he works at Apple, and he's the chair of the Bluetooth LE MIDI 2.0 working group in the MIDI Association. So,
thanks for having me.
I need to. Is your microphone working?
Testing 1, 2, 3. I think it is. Thanks for having me.
So, Tori, there's a new working group in the MIDI Association for the BLE MIDI 2.0 standard. What is the current status of that?
Current status. Well, first of all, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, rockin' NAMM, all that good stuff. For years, people have been asking me what the status was with BLE MIDI 2.0, with the success of BLE MIDI 1.0 and the move to MIDI 2.0 in the marketplace. This is the first year that I've been able to say something concrete that the working group it exists. It's active, and I'm chairing it. We've got some of the most experienced specification writers in the MIDI Association as part of the group. And the ideas have taken shape well enough so far to begin prototyping, which is the most important milestone in specifications work. That's where our good ideas get road tested with reality, and it's been going well so far.
Sounds great. So now I think what everybody wants to know is when will we see the first BLE MIDI 2.0 products?
Okay, well, so I can't say definitively yet, but if things continue on their current trajectory, it's very likely we're going to see the first BLE MIDI 2.0 products next year. I think it's important to in standards work, it takes a while for these ideas to kind of propagate, into the marketplace. There needs to be an opportunity for operating systems to adopt, for hardware cycles to adopt that. And I believe that probably in the 2026 to 2027 timeframe, there'll be sufficient kind of infrastructure to support the ideas that we're road testing right now. But the important thing really to remember is that this is no longer a distant, in the future, nebulous idea. This is something that is now near-term horizon. It will be happening soon.
Thanks. That sounds great. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited, this year to actually be able to say something concrete about BLE MIDI 2.0. The progress has been pretty meteoric. It's moving very, very quickly. And if you are interested in contributing to the software or hardware prototyping effort, I think a good person to communicate with would probably be you as chair of the transports working group. Also, you could talk to Andrew Me at the Technical Standards Board. And if you'd like to get involved, I'd say please do that sooner rather than later, because this is moving quickly and it'll be here before you know it.
That's great. Thank you, Tori.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great NAMM.
Thank you. So the third specification that I would like to talk to you about today is the Network MIDI 2.0 specification. And there is an update, multiple updates, actually. So just a quick overview. What is Network MIDI 2.0 at all? It allows you to transmit MIDI 1.0 and MIDI 2.0 messages over Ethernet and wireless networks. It's a MIDI association standard, so that means it's interoperable, and we hope for a lot of manufacturers and operating systems to implement it. In general, running MIDI over Ethernet gives you low latency, low jitter, high bandwidth, and long distance, which are all very welcome features for a MIDI transport. Also, Ethernet doesn't have, and wireless LAN, of course, too, doesn't have any ground loop issues. And you can use one cable for input and output. So it's bidirectional. And you can also run many MIDI streams over one Ethernet cable. So here's a diagram how a Ethernet MIDI network could look like, with different kinds of devices, computers, tablets, MIDI 1.0 controllers, a MIDI 2.0 workstation, and they're all just connected to each other via Ethernet using standard Ethernet switches. So as of today, we have a specification that is ratified and published since November 2024. You can download it using that link on the slide. And we have now the very first devices coming to the market. My own device, Bomebox, just received a firmware update with Network MIDI 2.0 functionality. However, we also have actual announcements for products. Very important, Microsoft has announced Network MIDI 2.0 to come directly to the operating system. They are currently demoing a preview at the Microsoft booth right across the aisle from here. And a total of about 20 other companies have announced that they want to support in one way or another the Network MIDI 2.0 standard. There will be also updates to existing products for Network MIDI 2.0 functionality. Just recently, the Transport Working Group has released an update to the original network transport specification. This is version 1.0.1. It has fixed typos and some nicer diagrams. And it also clarified some language where we got feedback that it might be hard to understand what is meant. So if you want to start implementing the Network MIDI 2.0 standard right now, then be sure to use the updated specification. The Transport Working Group is also busy working on a new feature update of the standard. The most important aspect, of course, is that it remains backwards compatible. So we will only add features but not remove anything. And the most important new feature will be remote session management, which is mainly implemented through a new role in the standard called the session manager. And the session manager can direct one device to connect to a different device. So the session manager is sort of a director telling other devices how to connect and how to route their MIDI streams, which makes it possible to have a central control of all devices available in the network. So you don't need to run around and click connect and things like that. It's all controlled over the network from the central session manager. That also allows you to have persistent network setups. So you set it up once, and every time you boot up your devices, the session manager will reestablish your existing connections that you had previously set up. For that to work, the specification will also allow the session manager to get the current status, the connection status of all devices that are reachable on the Ethernet network. And what we really tried hard to make work in a sensible fashion is that multiple session managers can act on the network at the same time. So you may have a DAW doing sort of the master control of the network connections, but then maybe you walk around and then want to do a quick fix. So you can pull out your tablet and have a session manager running on that, fix that connection, and then the central session manager and the DAW should automatically get the information that now there is a changed connection and integrate that into its setup. So for more information about Network MIDI 2.0 in general, or this update, there's a Network MIDI booth right across the aisle over there. I'll be there. You can ask me any questions there. And right next to it is the Microsoft booth, where Pete and Andrew and others will be happy to answer any questions and demo the Network MIDI 2.0 preview in the Windows operating system. And also very important and exciting news is that Microsoft will ship MIDI 2.0 services in Windows starting from next week. So yes, you can see all that at the small Microsoft booth over there. And for more information, if you want to get involved with Network MIDI 2.0, there's an overview article on MIDI.org. You can use that link to go there. And that's all I'm going to talk about today. Thank you. Are there any questions? Well, if I answered all questions already, then thank you very much for attending. And you can always reach me over there in the booth or send me an email with that to that email address on that slide. Thank you very much.